If you're new to WordPress and not familiar with plugins, it can be difficult to understand which ones you need and which ones you don't. In this video, we're going to be talking about the 3 sets of plugins you need on your blog. The basic plugins that you absolutely need, the social share plugins, and the plugins that you need if you're looking to make money blogging. All that and more coming up. But if you're new here, hi, my name is Sarah from Business Women Thrive. And if you're new to blogging, you may be struggling with adding plugins to your site. So in this video, we're going to be going over what plugins you need and how to install them. Let's get right into it. So the first thing you want to understand with plugins on your site is you don't want to have too many plugins on your site. Because if you do have too many, it could cause some problems. It could slow down your site, which is bad for SEO, and it's also bad for the user experience because your site will load slow, which may increase your bounce rate because people will get tired of waiting for your blog to load and just move on to something else. So make sure if you have any plugins that you're not using, you either deactivate them or delete them completely because it will hurt your site in the long run. So all these plugins that we're going to be talking about today are the essential plugins that I feel you need to run a good WordPress site. Let's start with the basics. The first plugin we're going to look at is an anti-spam plugin. If you don't have an anti-spam plugin, you will get bombarded with spam comments on your blog. My anti-spam plugin has blocked, as you can see right here, 3,828 comments. That is a lot of comments. If you don't have an anti-spam plugin on your blog, you will have to sift through all of those comments and delete them one by one. But if you do have an anti-spam plugin, what it will do is, if I go to the comment section here, what the spam plugin will do is they will put them in the spam folder. And as you can see, I have 351 spam comments right here. And you can click on the bulk action and you can delete them all permanently. So I can just click here on to delete permanently. Click on this thing right here so that it selects all of them and apply. And then all of those spam comments are going to be gone within a couple of clicks as opposed to doing them all manually. The anti-spam plugin that I have is called Antispam B. And by the way, if you want to get any of these plugins for yourself, I will leave a link to my blog post down below where I list out all of these plugins and a few more that I didn't put in the video. So you can check out the fullest of plugins on my blog. And before we go any further, I want to show you how you can actually install a plugin on your site. So when you go to the blog post, you're going to see this, and we're going to go to the Antispam B Freemium. You just have to click on download here, and that will open up a new page which will take you to the plugin. All you have to do is click on download. You can download it wherever you want, just download it as a zipped folder. And then when you go into the back end of your WordPress site in plugins, go to add new. Now there are 2 ways that you can get this plugin. You can either look up Antispam B here, and it will show you what the plugin looks like. As you can see, mine's already active. Obviously, if it wasn't, it would say install now, and then it would say activate. Or if you want to make it easier, you can just go to the blog post and you click on install now and do what I did, download it, and then you can go here to upload, choose a file, and then you can choose whatever the plugin file was that you used. Open it, and then when you open it, you will just have to activate it, which obviously I already have it. I don't need to worry about installing it. But that's how you would install a plugin. It's super, super easy. Let's move on to the next plugin. The next plugin I have is the WordPress Editorial Calendar. So basically what this plugin does is it makes it easy to schedule your posts and see them into a calendar. If I go up into templates and I go to calendar, this is what this plugin actually does. And so this is the calendar that is going to show up. And so that way, if I had any posts scheduled, which I do, it's not showing it for some reason, but if I did, you could actually literally just click and drag, and you can drag the post and schedule it wherever you want. So this is a really good plugin if you like to batch create like I do. I try to batch create all of my posts the month before they go live so that I can have the entire month scheduled out. So this plugin makes it really easy to do that. The next plugin you want to use is Google Analytics. And this plugin is literally a must. If you want to know any information about people that are coming to your site, you need to have Google Analytics and you need to have the plugin installed. It gives you a lot of information about the best posts on your site based off of the visitors that are going there. It gives you the visitor insights. It gives you the best traffic drivers to your site. It gives you everything, really. And this plugin that I have is really cool because if you go to your WordPress dashboard, you can actually see an overview of your Google Analytics right here. I prefer to use the desktop view and actually go into Google Analytics because you can't get a ton of stats really from this, but you can at least see a brief overview, so I think that's really cool. The next plugin you want to use is Yoast SEO. Now this plugin will help you remember the small tweaks that you need to make to perfect your SEO strategy. Yoast SEO is a good plugin. It is definitely not the only thing that you need to do for SEO, but it will definitely help you remember the small things like adding the categories and the tags. I've actually done a full blog post on this, so if you want to learn more about Yoast SEO and how it works, I'll leave a link down below in the description. The next thing we're going to be talking about is the broken link checker. Broken link checker is pretty self-explanatory. It looks for any link that has something wrong with it on your site. For example, if it goes to a 404 error, or if it takes too long to load, or if the site has been taken down completely. It will let you know if something is wrong with one of the links on your site. And if you have a lot of broken links on your site, this will really hurt you, just like if you have a lot of plugins on your site. It can hurt your SEO and it can slow down your site. But one of the main things you want to worry about is the user experience. If a reader wants to click on one of the links on your site and it goes to something that is broken or it doesn't work, that is going to be a bad user experience for them because they actually wanted to click on that link, but they couldn't because something was wrong with it. Now, the one thing about this plugin is it doesn't detect Amazon affiliate links for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. So for example, if we go to tools, you can see broken links. It says I have 160 broken links, or you can just look right here and you can see that I have 160 broken links. I checked this before this video just to make sure that all of my links are working, and they are. So as you can see, all of these are Amazon links. Amazon, 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 Amazon. Every single one of these 160 links are Amazon links. If you want to check on it, you can just click on here and it will take you to the blog post, and you can click on the links yourself and make sure they go through. And if they go through, then you know they aren't broken. That's it for that one. The next plugin we're going to be looking at is Smush. Basically what it does is if you upload a photo with a large image size, it just essentially reduces the file size of images, because if you have a lot of images on your site and you have a lot of big filed images on your site, it will slow down your site. So this plugin will just automatically smush all of the images on your site to help your site load faster. Before we get to the next set of plugins, if you're getting value out of this, make sure to hit the like button to let me know, and subscribe to my channel down below to get more videos just like this one. Next, we want to get into the next area, which is the social plugins. Now, these plugins aren't as essential as the plugins that we just talked about, but in my opinion, they are still needed to run your blog smoothly. The first plugin we're going to look at is Tastypin. Now, this is the only plugin on my site that I have actually paid money to buy, and in my opinion, it is honestly worth it. There are a ton of different features that come with the Tastypins plugin, and I honestly don't want to get into all of them today, but basically here's a couple of the features. One of the features is you can put in a default Pinterest title and a default Pinterest text. Normally when somebody were to share your blog post, they would be prompted to share the meta description or your Google description, which isn't really ideal because there is a difference between what you want to have on your Google description and what you want to have on your Pinterest pins. So that's one cool feature. They also have this feature where if you click on a photo, you can disable the pinning for that photo. So if somebody were to go to share my blog post, they could share any of the images on that page, but because this isn't really something that I would want shared onto Pinterest to represent my blog post, I can disable pinning and make sure that the only thing that they are allowed to pin is my Pinterest pin that I've specified for this blog post. And the last cool feature is personally one of my favorites. It is the Pinterest hidden images. You can select multiple images, so when they go to hit that share button, you can have them share multiple things. So for example, if you wanted to do multiple different pins for one blog post, but you didn't want them all to be shown, when they go to click the share button, the hidden images will also be prompted to be able to be shared, so that way they can kind of pick whatever image they like the best to share onto their profile. That is a super brief overview of what Tastypins is, but I highly recommend that you check it out. I will leave a link to this one specifically down below in the description if you want to check this one out. The next one that I like is the Sassy Social Share plugin. I have tried my fair share of social plugins in the past, but this is one of the ones that I have actually really liked. It basically just allows readers to share your work onto all different types of social media, and that is really important to have on your site, because if people like your work and they share it themselves, that is just one way that you can get your work out there without even having to do anything to it. And another good thing about this plugin is it also works with Tasty Pins. I had a share plugin that didn't actually work with Tasty Pins. It broke the plugin. It wasn't compatible basically, and this one is compatible with Tasty Pins. So if you do decide to get Tasty Pins, you don't have to worry about your share plugin breaking it, because this one does work with it. Now we get on to my favorite set of plugins, which is the money-making plugins. These are all the plugins that you need on your site if you're planning to make money with your blog. The first plugin you want is the WordPress Affiliate Disclosure. This one really should be in the essentials part, because if you are planning to make money with your blog, this is literally essential to have. If you didn't know, if you have affiliate links on your blog, you have to have an affiliate disclaimer above the affiliate links that you are promoting. So usually the best place to put them is at the top of your blog post. I have an affiliate disclosure on the top of every single one of my blog posts and in every single one of my YouTube video descriptions. It is the law. You have to share when you are disclosing affiliate links. This is super, super important. Now you could just manually put this disclaimer in every single one of your blog posts, but you may forget, which is one of my fears, is that I will forget. So if this plugin makes it super easy. As you can see at the top of my post, it says my affiliate disclaimer. I don't put this in every single time. Basically what I did is I downloaded this plugin and I put in this description here, and it will automatically put it at the top of every single one of my blog posts so that I don't have to think about it. Whether it has affiliate links or not, you will see this in every single one of my blog posts. So this is great to make your life super easy. You don't have to worry about it. It is already done for you in every single post. Like I said, you don't want to have too many plugins on your site, but these are just some of my favorites and what I would consider essential plugins to have on your WordPress website. If you want to check out the full list of plugins, I couldn't include all of them because there are just so many plugins that I really, really enjoy. I will leave a link to the blog post down below where you can either download these for yourself or you can check out the other couple plugins that I didn't include but think that they are still useful to have. And if you want to see any more from me, you can click or tap the screen right now to check out another one of my videos. Make sure to give the video a like if you liked it and subscribe to my channel down below to see more videos just like this one. And I will see you next Thursday. Bye!